Okay, let's determine if the lines produced by the given equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay, so keep in mind, if we are trying to make this determination, we need to compare the slopes. The slope of the first equation is 7/4. The slope of the second equation is also 7/4. Okay, they are the same slope, which means that they are parallel lines. We have parallel lines here. Okay, keep in mind what parallel lines means. It means that if you graphed the two lines, and these are not necessarily drawn to represent these two equations here. Okay, if I drew one here and I drew one there, they are parallel in that they run side by side. They never touch each other. They never intersect. Okay, which I'm mentioning that because the next part of this question is to find the point at which they intersect. Right? That's what solve the system of equations means. Okay, and so if you know that they're parallel lines, you could right away say that there is no solution, because that's the nature of parallel lines. They never intersect each other. They never touch. Or what you could do is maybe you didn't think that far and you just started by habit working it out. I'm going to go and rewrite these. Y equals 7/4 x plus 4. And y equals 7/4 x minus 5. Okay, so let's say you started trying to work this out. You remembered, okay, if they intersect somewhere, they have a shared x and y value. Okay, well, if they share a common y, and both of these are equal to y, then I can set them equal to each other. 7/4 x plus 4 equals 7/4 x minus 5. Okay, and maybe now you'll see it, right? Maybe you'll recognize, hold on, I have the same variable term on both sides. If I were to subtract that variable term away, I would cancel out the variable term on both sides and leave myself with 4 equals -5, which is just nonsense. 4 does not equal -5. Okay, if that happens, then you would know, oh, there's no solution. Okay, or maybe you are really in the groove here and you haven't decided or you haven't noticed that you have the same variable term on both sides, or you don't see what the result's going to be, and you're still in the groove. So you're going to go and multiply everything by 4 to get rid of the fractions. Okay, so let's say that's what happens here. So I'm going to write that out. And multiply everything times the common denominator, 4. Okay, if I multiply this by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times 7x is 7x. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 1 times 7x is 7x. And then 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 7x plus 16 equals 7x minus 20. Okay, and the next thing we usually do is get rid of the variable term on the right side. So we'll subtract 7x from both sides. Okay, here you'll see the issue. Right here, even if you are in the groove and working it out like you normally would, you would come across 16 equals -20, which again is nonsense. That's your indication that there is no solution, which goes back to the fact that these are parallel lines, right? And parallel lines will never intersect. Therefore, a system of parallel lines will always have no solution.